Ciao, 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 ciao. कैसे हो सब लोग? How is everyone doing? And Ajay bhai, obviously, big night. Getting straight into it, big night for you and other Azzurri fans because आज से चालू हो रहे हैं World Cup playoffs, not just in Europe, but whatever is pending, whether it's from the South American qualifiers or the North American Intercontinental, but all playoffs are set to begin, and obviously at 10:30, I think we have Turkey versus Romania, but the big game of the night, and I think जो टॉक ऑफ द टाउन है एंड एवरीबडी प्रीटी मच हैज दिस क्वेश्चन ऑन देयर माइंड्स सिंपल है जैसे स्ट्रीम का नाम है विल इटली क्वालिफाई फॉर द 2026 फीफा वर्ल्ड कप एंड दैट रोड ऑब्वियसली स्टार्ट्स विथ नॉर्दर्न आयरलैंड tonight against Northern Ireland, that is, and then potentially if Italy were to win that, if Italy were to win tonight, one of Wales or Bosnia will await them. But before we get into all of that, आज हम वही सब डिस्कस करने वाले हैं. How are you doing? How's everything going?
All good. Just wrapped up a stream with Baba and Chintan where we previewed the IPL. Back-to-back stream. Immediately hopped on to this one. Big night. Obviously, like you mentioned, बहुत ही crucial night है Italian football के लिए क्योंकि World Cup qualification is on the line. First game, one out of two games, like you rightly mentioned. सबको लग रहा है कि हाँ ये एक मैच है. ऐसा नहीं है. There are two very difficult games. One is at home. The first one, obviously, Italy are hosting Northern Ireland in Bergamo. So home advantage hai. Italy need to make that count. And then, of course, if Italy do beat Northern Ireland, it is one of Wales or Bosnia, and that game is away from home. Param, that's going to be a difficult one as well. But very interesting choice of kit for you, Param. Who's the player in the back? Kiska
Nagatomo. Nagatomo, of course. Nagatomo.
Oh, that Inter bias is there.
I always liked Nagatomo regardless. I think he was ekdam heavily, like, it was that typical European ignorance where Inter fans used to constantly criticize him without much knowledge. So I used to love Nagatomo a lot. So yeah, I mean, look, इधर funny चीज वही अभी छे. I am wearing the jersey of a country that has आराम से qualified for the World Cup without any problems. So मैं तो भाई बिना टेंशन के देखने वाला हूँ ये मैच बिकॉज मुझे तो नहीं पसंद इटली और लाइक आई एम वेरी न्यूट्रल टुवर्ड्स इटली व्हेन इट कम्स टू द अज़ूरी सो लाइक आई नो अजय भाई एंड चिंतन भाई विल बी लूजिंग देयर स्लीप बट मैं तो आराम से I'll probably grab a beer or some drink and some stuff to eat and watch it like a movie without any I would say without any feelings obviously because मतलब I don't hate or dislike Italy obviously I want Italy to be there at the World Cup but like tension के बिना देखूंगा मैं एक मैच बिना टेंशन के so let me first see though Ajay, I'll get your thoughts all that banter aside I'll get your thoughts let's see who's in the house obviously Abhijay है RS है nice to have you guys हाँ ये डिस्कस करते अभिजय मैं तेरा क्वेश्चन पॉइंट स्टार करके रख रहा हूँ बिकॉज आई डू काइंड ऑफ अग्री विथ यू आई विल कम टू दिस नाइस टू हैव यू आशीष लवली जापान जर्सी या मस्त है I like Japan's jersey generally they do a good job it's to Dohan jersey लेके दो भाई मतलब अभी एक है तो मेरे को जरा जापान की जर्सी एक और लेनी पड़ेगी उसके लिए यार नहीं होने वाला यार सो वर्ल्ड कप का वर्ल्ड कप नॉट गेटिंग कैंसल्ड डूड brother I live in Italy I need to okay wow that's great you live in Italy you need Italy to qualify to at least feel the atmosphere of the World Cup previous World Cup was dull over fair I mean if you live in Italy are you going for the game let us know in case you are in Bergamo and going for the game मुझे क्या मैं तो पॉइंट अलग रीजन से रख रहा था will Italy qualify no but I won't blame Gattuso this would be the failure look I think let's get this first point like I want to get this अजय भाई एक मेरे को सिंपल चीज रास्ते से हटानी है ठीक है बिकॉज आई वांट दिस टू बी इटली वर्सेस नॉर्दर्न आयरलैंड ओके आई डोंट वांट दिस टू ऑलवेज बी अबाउट FIGC this that look I know FIGC is useless I think we have all established this by now right like every stream we know this so let's get it out of the way look Harry you are right but honestly आज ये it's all about the match okay this is about those 23 players Gattuso has called up 28 5 of whom are unavailable or being benched 23 players available and Gattuso they have to get the job done देखो जो भी systemic change है वो ना एक हफ्ते में नहीं होता है 2 हफ्ते में नहीं होता है महीनों में भी नहीं होता and you know FIGC is useless but this tonight is on Gattuso at least in my opinion tonight is on the players FIGC गया बाजू में सब गया तेल लेने if you're serious we'll discuss the preview and Ajay bhai and me were talking if you can't beat this iteration of Northern Ireland then I'm sorry you don't deserve to go to the World Cup with all due respect this is my honest opinion on that topic let's get to it Ajay bhai though Chintan bhai will be joining us Mittul will also be joining let's see if कोई और भी आता है कि नहीं but Ajay bhai आप अज्जूरी फैन हो, मैं तो एज एन ऑब्जेक्टिवली मैं ऑब्जेक्टिवली ही अपने ओपिनियंस दे सकता हूँ. एज अ फैन आपकी क्या फीलिंग है? बिकॉज ऑब्वियसली आप नर्वस तो हो, बट when was the last time you were so nervous when it came to the Azzurri? Like, it's been ages, right?
Yeah, it's unimaginable, Param, that we are sitting here talking about, a World Cup qualifier for Italy for a third time, like a third time where Italy are playing and going down this route. It's unimaginable from when, when we started watching football, when Chintan and I, we started watching football, unimaginable that Italy would forget playing World Cup qualifiers, miss out on a World Cup. And now Italy has missed out on two World Cups, could
Yeah.
be a potential third. Unimaginable. Like the way that the trajectory was heading, honestly, Param, I thought it's going to be France who will end up in that way. But France respond and even Germany. But both
Yeah.
these teams they recovered. They built their grassroots. And France, I would say, has one of the best grassroots systems, especially that whole Paris area. The way that उनका जो youth talent है and credit where it's due, even England for that matter. And England ने भी काफी youth tournaments जीते इस time में,
Yeah.
and Italy has gone on a very different trajectory. But to answer your question, I think the nerves are there. It is a do or die game because अगर ये game, if you don't win this game, you're out. As simple as that. Which is going to be, one of the most bitter disappointments that uh, that the national team will have to face. So I think it's going to be very close. It's going to be nervy, but that mentality, that mental strength is what Italy need to show tonight.
Fair, fair. हाँ, we have Chintan Bhai also has joined, obviously. Chintan Bhai, मैंने अजय भाई को यही पूछा, how are the nerves? When was the last time when it came to the Azzurri, did you feel so nervous about a match?
I don't know, never. I don't think वो सब फाइनल यूरो फाइनल्स था, वो सब कुछ नर्वसनेस नहीं था. नॉर्थ मैसेडोनिया भी नहीं था, चलो वो मिशअप हो गया था क्योंकि यूरो जीते थे, लेकिन दिस इज टू मच on a global stage where the league is also of course struggling. They are dinosaurs sitting over there, so it's a culmination है परम, that जो लीग भी स्ट्रगल कर रही है, टीम्स तो ऑफ कोर्स स्ट्रगल, क्लब्स तो कर ही रही है स्ट्रगल जनरली. सो किधर अथॉरिटी दिखा इटली that once upon a time they were the best league in the world, once upon a time they had the biggest talents. ये अथॉरिटी दिखाने का चांस मिलेगा वर्ल्ड कप में, where of course some people are criticizing that Europe should get more spots. Why? I don't get this question. Just because you like certain type of European football, why should Europe get more spots? I'm sorry, Asian teams need it, Africans team need it, which is very important for a global sport to win. So this whole high horse से तो उतरना पड़ेगा. अभी बीच में अगर ईरान निकल गया, इटली क्यों आएगा भाई?
I hate that. I hate Italian journalists ही होते हैं जो चढ़ते उस चीज पे पहले, चिंतन भाई, अरे इटली को स्पॉट मिल सकता है.
क्यों? क्योंकि जस्ट बिकॉज हाईएस्ट सीडेड टीम है, पहली बात तो कॉन्टिनेंट ही सेम नहीं है. तो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल जस्ट टू गो बैक टू योर क्वेश्चन, जैसे अजय मैंने एंटर किया तभी अजय बोल रहा था that it was unfathomable to think about Italy not playing public. I know that time debates होते थे on all these panels. Of course that time podcast नहीं होते थे, but panels पे होते थे that oh wow, in this route we might meet Italy in the semi-finals or the quarter-finals, which was already worried, like teams were worried about back then, the Serie A teams and the Italian national team. And look how the mighty have fallen, that we are worried about Northern Ireland.
No, how the mighty have fallen that Italian journalists before even playing that qualifier match have to pray that Iran gets kicked out and hope that Italy gets that spot. I mean, I think that is personally.
And of course, and Ajay, सब लोग बोलते हैं Italians and Indians are so similar. आज देखा ना, of course, अंकल शर्मा ने जो पोस्ट किया, how negative चालू कर दिया है, some jinxing. Congratulations for qualifying.
अगर आपने मिस किया as to what Chintan bhai is saying कि basically Northern Ireland के last Instagram post पे जो under 19 टीम का मैच था, वो not even the senior team, Italians have started jinxing की congratulations Italians and Italian Serie A B का official account and Serie A B
के team tweet कर रही है.
Yes, teams tweeting congratulations to Northern Ireland for qualifying for the World Cup. So the jinxing has become official, not just unofficial. And as Chintan bhai said, ये European agenda bhai, it doesn't make sense. Like, I'll be very honest with you, sorry. And Iran first, Iran is not going to pull out of the World Cup. They've confirmed it. What they'll do is they'll boycott the games in the US if anything, that too. एंड अगेन एज चिंतन भाई सिंपली एक्सप्लेन, ईरान बाहर जाने से इटली को स्पॉट नहीं मिलता है, मोस्टली इट गोज टू द सेम कन्फेडरेशन, बट यू नो हाउ जियानी इन्फेंटिनो वर्क्स, चिंतन भाई उसको जो चाहिए वो एंड में करेगा, दैट्स अ डिफरेंट स्टोरी. But again, Italians need to focus on, Italy fans rather need to focus on the game tonight rather than all these wishful scenarios. I'll be very honest with you. But obviously ये सब तो हम बात करेंगे जब टैक्टिक्स पे आते हैं. I want to get to the bit of the press conference stuff, because I personally, even objectively speaking, like I think Gattuso messed up the press conference big time. I think he showed his naivety in everything he said. Some awful takes in there. First I'll start with Chintan bhai. Chintan bhai, ek to first, I think it's very weird. It's a very weird thing and random thing and a very petty thing to focus on things like I chose to play the match at the Gevis Arena and not the San Siro because Milan and Inter fans will start bickering with each other and boo the other team's players. I think that's a very immature thing to say. What are your thoughts on that? Like, I think अगर आपके वो thoughts है आपको private रखना चाहिए था. I don't think you say things out.
You mean the New Balance Arena? It's not
Oh,
the
yeah,
Gevis
correct.
Arena.
Yeah, New Balance Arena. My bad. Correct. New Balance Arena.
देख परम, I feel more than naivety, fear दिखा दिया उसने.
Yeah.
Like the मतलब typical, of course, Gattuso, to be honest, won everything which is there to win. Param, club competition हो यार, international wise, almost won everything which is there to win. So इधर उसने एक desperation दिखा दिया है कि भाई इधर नहीं रखना था मुझे, क्योंकि एक ही चीज बोलना बाकी रह गया था कि सैन सिरो में तो लास्ट काफी टाइम से हार रहे हम लोग. मतलब ये उसने बोल दिया है that भाई fans, please do he could have rather said that I want all my fans to come loud and cheer the team and ये सब बोलना था, instead of saying that fans divided हो जाएंगे. Very naive तो था of course, चलो, but वो मेरे को एक desperation लगा, coming from a person who is very expressive. Gattuso has always been a very expressive manager or even a player of course. तो एक बहुत ही मुझे desperation लगा कि उसके अंदर कि भाई कुछ भी करके मैं क्या बोलता है अजय, वो नींबू मिर्ची वो भी लगा देगा. सच्ची बताओ, आज हम लोग इंडियंस बोलेंगे उसको कि नींबू मिर्ची बाहर लगा भाई, स्टेडियम के बाद जीत जाएंगे, वो भी कर देगा. एग्जैक्टली, वो डिजिटल स्नान का खुद पैसा दे देगा. मतलब माय पॉइंट इज दैट ही इज कम नाउ टू स्टेज ऑफ desperation for me, where Ajay, I feel this one win might calm a lot of nerves. So I know you also told me, of course, previously when we spoke on the phone that दो मैचेस खेलने हैं अजय, but this match is so crucial because last time हमने पहला हर्डल ही क्लियर नहीं किया था. So it doesn't matter सामने कौन खेल रहा है. नॉर्थ मैसेडोनिया थी last time. So I feel that first hurdle is so important that second match में automatic calmness आ जाएगा. But what he did here was he showed his desperation that दुनिया का कोई भी ब्लैक मैजिक या कोई भी रिचुअल हो मैं फॉलो करने को रेडी हूँ, ओनली इफ इटली क्वालिफाइज. इंस्टेड ऑफ सेइंग आई नीड माय फैंस लाउड शाउटिंग फॉर द टीम, दे नीड योर सपोर्ट, वो बोलने से अच्छा, मतलब उसने वो बोलना था, बट ही सेड समथिंग एल्स. सो आई फील नाइविटी तो बहुत दूर की बात है. वो पहले परम उसका प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस का मुंह देख डरा हुआ लग रहा है that this is it for me, and I feel he is that kind of manager. If by chance if he loses, he's going to put in his papers right now only.
Bold call. And look, we all know Gattuso, Ajay bhai, as the player was a different like the coaching job is, we all know, like as cliche as it is, coaching job is a whole different ball game. Look, as a player we all know Gattuso was fearless and one of the better players out there to do it. But this is again, I was like, obviously when you looked at Gattuso the player, seeing the press conference I saw, जैसे चिंदर मैंने बोला, nervousness, uncertainty दिखी, which is quite shocking. I will come to stuff like I'm seeing questions like who are star players for Northern Ireland, वो लाइनअप से बात करेंगे, so give it a bit of time. But अजय भाई मैं आप पे आ रहा हूँ. One more thing I noticed in the press conference was when he said that what was that? Sorry, I wanted to come to Michael O'Neill actually, because we were discussing this before the stream. He said that Italy do not have Michael O'Neill, जो Northern Ireland का head coach है, by the way. He said that Italy don't have a Totti, a Del Piero, and those kind of players. So we aren't really scared of them. We are quite, we believe in ourselves and we respect Italy, but we aren't really worried about Italy. Any 2 cents? Any 2 cents on that?
यार अभी क्या बोले, जो है वो सच है. मतलब I was just talking to someone today and we were talking about how, for example, Marco Di Vaio or Cristiano Lucarelli, Simone Inzaghi for that matter, would struggle to get into the Italy lineup back in the day. But आज के time में they would all be certain starters because that's been the dip in the quality. But having said that, Param, I think why Gattuso has been installed is to bring in the grinta, जो Italian जो शब्द है grinta, जो अंग्रेजी में अगर आप translate करोगे, it's grit. So he had that as a player, but obviously his coaching career has not been very
Yeah.
great per se. तो आज के टाइम में आई थिंक यू नो what the two positives that I can see is that he will make sure the squad is united and they will play with that grit, you know. So that is what I think was lacking. एक जो mental strength है, mental fortitude है, that is what Gattuso needs to ensure that he passes it on as a coach to the players. And whatever the situation is, they do not panic in the game. For example, if they go down a goal, I think they should not panic. And they should try to kind of come back. And Gattuso has said this also. They were practicing penalties and all. तो बहुत मतलब I really don't know what is happening behind the scenes, but I just hope that once the game starts, they're focused enough and they have the goal clear in mind कि हाँ भाई we need to beat Northern Ireland first.
या एक बिफोर आई कम बैक टू चिंतन में एक पॉइंट में क्लैरिफाई करना चाहता हूँ अबाउट बिकॉज ये सबसे जब स्क्वाड रिलीज हुई थी अजय भाई डीजे भाई ने रील बनाया था एंड आई विल गेट चिंतन भाई थॉट्स ऑन द स्क्वाड वेरी क्विकली एज वेल बट even and all of us had this question, why was Michael Coyote not picked up? Obviously the most glaring miss आज उस पे थोड़ी क्लैरिटी मिली है बिकॉज इस बात पे ना चिंतन भाई Italy has never communicated anything as a nation. Usually what teams do is they put out some sort of communication, right? Italy never put out anything. So today finally after months whatever have passed, they've clarified that they when in 6 months ago when he underwent a medical test, physically he was not deemed fit enough as per Italian medical standards, जो इंग्लैंड से quite different है. There's a major difference in that. And uske basis pe they decided to not call him up even for the under 21s and the senior team. And finally, abhi jaake he's been deemed fit enough. And now, after months of missing football for Italy, he's been called up for Italy under 21. So, I mean, I think he's good enough to make the senior team. But your quick thoughts on that, Chintan Bhai, do you think if he was deemed fit enough right before the call up, and if this is the actual issue as they say, do you think right now it's fine कि उसको नहीं कॉल अप किया अगर फिटनेस इशू था कि करना चाहिए था रिगार्डलेस उसको?
नहीं आसी इसमें आई एग्री विद डीजे. उसने जो बोला था at this moment anything works for Italy should work. I think this starting 11 में Coyote will not be starting. अपने को पता है पर he would not be starting for sure. So I don't know. He should your starting 11 is what you should be relying on. I was okay for calling old players just for the qualification because it is so important, just for this. But of course, he is also thinking about his nationality too. तो एक Italian setup में रखने के लिए शायद ये किया होगा. Him and Palestra, big call, मतलब बहुत ही difficult है. Of course, एक agenda है कि Palestra of course has become kind of the new face. जैसे last year Leone बन गया था of course Parma का. So he's become that. There are rumors that he might be starting, but again, I don't see him start. I don't think Palestra will start. इतना Italy तो Italians तो इतना भरोसा अजय नहीं करेंगे एक youngster पे. So, Param, if you just talk to me about these two qualifiers, yes, it's okay. But if he does not go in the World Cup, that'll be wrong because we have discussed this. You have got to accept it that playing in the Premier League, your fitness levels are different. We see that with Sandro Tonali himself, and so that will help. So if he is not qualified if he's not called for the World Cup, eventually qualifying होने के बाद, then it might be difficult. But it's okay. I'll let it pass. ये qualify करने के लिए if you call an old player or stick with your original guns. ये starting in परम अजय नहीं कर पाया ना, तो bench से आके of course they might be motivated, but right now you need that pressure. DJ summed it up very well. He said that we need players who can handle this stage. You can handle where they are right now.
Fair. एक चीज मैं just रॉबी का comment लेना चाहता हूँ. कैम्बिया so technically has already been he's technically been kicked out. If you see, like, not kicked out, just basically Gattuso called up a bloated squad, 28-man squad बुलाया उसने, and you can only have a squad of 23. So the 4-5 players he's decided to leave out are Cambiaso, Cambiaghi, Capriles, Kamaka is injured, and your कौन था वो एक who was the fifth one? Let me check quickly. But yeah, 5 players essentially. Coppola is the fifth one. Correct. Coppola is the fifth one. So these guys will not be there tonight. So अगर आप सोच रहे हो Cambiaso क्यों sub in नहीं हुआ, he's not been selected in the final 23. He'll be watching from the stands essentially. So yeah.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Yeah. लुक आई थिंक ये मैं आपको पूछूंगा थोड़ी देर बाद. एक और चीज में अजय भाई आप पे आ रहा हूँ, फिर से सर्कल बैक कर रहा हूँ गटूसो के प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस पे. He also said, "This is the most important match of my career. I have a nation on my shoulders. For the last 7 months, everyone I meet says, bring us to the World Cup, coach." अभी जैसे चिंतन मैंने बोला, मतलब, are you like, do you think Gattuso is the kind of person from a coaching capacity who can handle this pressure, and especially if he specifically says कि 7 महीने से ये चीज उसके दिमाग में रही है, because उसको कोई ना कोई उसको बोले जा रहा है बार बार, भाई वर्ल्ड कप में पहुंचा. Do you think Gattuso can handle it? Like it's a very big look. As a player, I wouldn't doubt it, but coaching is a different ball game. I know coaching a national team is different than coaching a club, but regardless, his coaching career has not been good. He's been branded as one of the worst coaches in Hajduk Split's history ever, one of the biggest clubs from Croatia and all that. Valencia was a flop spell. क्या बोलते हो?
Yeah. I think it's not, because Gattuso he is not the most ideal name that I would want to see on the 18th, but we got to play with whatever we have in terms of who was available at that point of time. उस समय पे Gattuso था available, and they got him for a specific reason. You had Buffon in the back, you had Bonucci in the coaching staff, so they wanted that familiarity. They wanted that grit, like I mentioned. So I don't think so Gattuso can handle the big stages per se, but I just hope, like I said, panic nahi kare, because football is a long game. Kuch bhi ho sakta hai. If Northern Ireland do score first, they should not panic, and that comes from the top. Gattuso has to transmit that to the players, and the players definitely, like I said, they are suffering from that mental barrier after missing out on 2 World Cups. That is always going to be in the back of the mind. So more than the technical ability, I would say the mental ability really comes into play is bar. So Gattuso, to answer your question, it's a no from me, but I hope I'm proven wrong, and I hope Gattuso can, really push the boys.
Param, I have a different opinion here. I think right now Italy needs a therapist more than a manager. ये career ये season पे.
Yeah, of course.
Gattuso is someone probably अजय मतलब तेरे को मतलब तू someone is backing off a challenge, वो जाके चाटा मार के आएगा, तू क्या कर रहा है भाई? Fight for that ball. So as you said, of course we have Buffon and Bonucci also on the bench, right, with them. So I think this is just got nothing to do with tactics, Ajay. It's come down to this stage where they want those legends to be there on the pitch to help them, guide them. And this is, I'll just give you one prime example, is when Maldini was with Milan and Milan ended up winning the Scudetto, and everyone said that Theo said that Paolo coming every day made a huge difference, at the training ground. So I guess this is what they want. As Ajay said, it's just a mental barrier. We all know that Inzaghi is going to be the next coach for Italy, and of course World Cup qualify कर लेगी तो Gattuso ही coach रहेगा. But right now doesn't matter Param, Ajay, where they finish eventually in the World Cup. Right now for them, they will be celebrating a World Cup qualification like once upon a time England did when Greece के लिए वो गोल मारा. मतलब तभी it was a joke for us, and I used to be laughing. Like मतलब England कैसी टीम है, मतलब World Cup qualification celebrate करेगा. We are at that stage.
Unfortunately, the table.
My idea is, I know everyone knows Gattuso is not a good coach, but I have a feeling it was a specific reason why he's gotten here. To be very honest, of course, दोनों game हार गए against Norway, but Norway का पहला game तो Gattuso था नहीं, but I could see a stark change in mentality, certain ways में with Gattuso coming in. So I guess Gattuso, Bonucci, and the Buffons are just there for that mental aspect. एक time था, of course, Ajay, everyone knows how De Rossi said that Insigne should be going on the pitch and not me. And a player, Gattuso is a player of that caliber, like where he is going to make those bold moves. He can do that because what matters is not who is playing for him. उसके लिए matter करेगा jersey, मतलब jersey क्या है, Italy, what it means. So these are the players who won the World Cups. you know, so he knows what it means. So for him, it doesn't matter to Chiesa hai. Of course, there are no big names right now in Italy, like you can call Barella and Bastoni right now big names, but he will
Hmm.
not care. He'll sub them out if they're not playing well, you know, because for him, only one thing matters is qualification.
हम्म. एक चीज बोलूंगा, आरएस ने पॉइंट आउट किया है विच आई वांटेड टू टॉक अबाउट इज द किएजा कॉल अप. आई एम जस्ट फाइंडिंग हिज कमेंट, बट या, I think that's a big f up by Gattuso, because it's not new that anybody with common sense knows that Chiesa is not fit enough to play, even if he has those impact minutes with Liverpool. Like it's a matter of common sense. So आया उसका first test हुआ इटली के साथ, and he was deemed fit, not fit enough to play. So I think Gattuso dropped the ball there. I'm like, I saw Chiesa get called up after months, and I was पहले मेरा reaction था, Chiesa accepted a call up. एक तो मेरा वो reaction था, because he himself was rejecting all the call ups. I was
Yeah.
shocked, and I thought I was 100% sure there's something shady about this, and I was right, because it's he again, like, how did Gattuso even, for me, he didn't deserve a call up in the first place. Like, I know Chiesa के साथ बहुत nostalgia होता है, उसका वो flashy game. He was a good player, but he can't do he can't do those things anymore. And I think, look, as much as I have my doubts over Berardi, someone like a Berardi by far deserves it more than him. Berardi gives you set
But
piece threats.
I totally
Sorry.
agree, Param, मैं अभी I'll just stop you here in one thing, is you're becoming very tech. मतलब अभी Chiesa call up is got nothing to do again with his abilities. Uh, Again, I feel Chiesa has done it on the big stage. Chiesa
But
has won it for no my point. Ajay, sometimes क्या होता है ना, locker room में you need that. These players, some of the players only have won the Euros, and Chiesa, of course, won the Premier League with Liverpool. Chiesa is, देखो, Barella is very talented. Barella won the Euros with Italy,
he
but
was the one
personal,
of the key factors behind
yeah.
killing.
But again, I'm talking about sometimes you need a pure personality, right? Chiesa
But
is that personality.
fair. But then Berardi also won the Euros, right? So I
Yeah,
mean,
but again, Berardi is zero personality. Param, at
uh,
this moment, a Chiesa being a, you see him for Liverpool. Like when the ball goes out, he is running to start a throw in. Even when Liverpool are drawing, he had a goal line clearance also very recently. Sometimes now, ये सब I think this matches में don't, I completely think 80th minute 0-0 Chiesa coming on can make so much more difference than a Berardi coming on the pitch.
so just to pause you once again, I agree with you on the personality side of things. Because for me, international football is not just tactics. मैं agree करता हूँ वो. I've had this discussion with Ajay also a lot of times. But for me, Chiesa doesn't have even that personality anymore. Because again, let me go back to my point. This is the same guy over the last 3-4 months has called him up. Gattuso and himself told him, I don't feel confident about being called up. He's himself said this. So I personally doubt his personality and the ability to do anything for Italy right now. He has doubts about what he can do or even stay fit, basically. And if this
But
guy has so many doubts, my point is, why did Gattuso even consider it? I'm like, ठीक है, look, I'm not denying his ability to do something, because जब slot ने उसको few minutes दिए, he did something, right? I'm not doubting that. My point is, he's lost his self-confidence. Why call up such a player, or why even consider him? Look, again, Berardi की personality आप question कर सकते हो, that is fair. For me, I don't know. I just feel that Chiesa call up was a
But
waste of.
I tell you one thing, Berardi is probably one of the reasons why Italy didn't qualify for the last World Cup, because Macedonia के सामने जितने
Obviously,
Berardi
उसने
को
miss
chance मिले थे ना,
obviously
मतलब
he
वो.
missed. Yeah,
But my point is, again, this season this season Chiesa has been more consistent. On the contrary, I to give him kudos for that. Ajay, मैं तो उल्टा सोच रहा हूँ that he सामने से that भाई I'm not ready for Italy because I haven't played enough, and might sound weird, but I'm saying that the intensity of EPL, Chiesa can आराम से play in the Serie A, I feel. But intensity जो EPL की है, and I really think that 80th minute 0-0, if Chiesa comes on, he has the enough drive in him to awaken people around him and to push. It is the matter of big stage, big player, and I know it's just very sad that we are talking about Chiesa as the big player, but I don't see any other player. I know the only other player, like look at जो भी इंटर के players है who are in the finals, like who have played so long, like
look, I
DiMarco
feel
is.
again. I feel again आप confidence के हिसाब से जाओ. I don't like Zaniolo, but there is a very strong argument for him to be picked. He has been very
Yeah,
good for
but
now 2 months at least. He's,
yeah,
I
and
don't
I'm
like
saying
him myself. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a big Zaniolo fan.
no, Mitul bhai, what's up? Mitul FC is here.
Okay.
And
Hello.
my point is,
Mitul
Param, I
FC.
tell you, you don't like. I know, but again, then when you compare, he's very flaky. He has been with his attitude and wo sab hai.
Yeah,
You have to look at a complete package. On the contrary, Chiesa, everyone knows he's not going to start. He is not going to be playing. He's going to not play a crucial role also. But sometimes a player of his caliber, he has more of a personality than many players, and a player like him in the locker room can make a huge difference. And uh, at this moment, मैं बोला call up Jorginho, call up Verratti, let them sit in the dressing room. You need anything, any drive, any kind of calmness which helps you get through this. Right now, if had they played France in a qualifier, you might beat them. But Northern Ireland seems like the biggest international team right now in the world because you have to pass that barrier. It's got nothing to do with your opposition. ये बैटल इटली का अपने आप के साथ है अभी. I feel Italy is battling themselves right now. It is a mental issue.
I
And if you ask me, in this
That's
entire
true,
Italy
that's true.
squad, any player for me to fight that battle and come out positive is Chiesa only. I don't see anyone in this Italian national team setup who can do that.
I disagree strongly with that because I just feel it's a very weak sign from him to reject so many call-ups. But we'll come to that again. Mitul, nice to have you back here after so long. I'll come to you. I'll come to Ajay Bhai for one thing because I'm just seeing too much, a few comments here that don't make sense to me, and I want Ajay Bhai to address that. This A, just can't stop laughing at this. B is where
Not
the
again.
yeah, B is where he himself is saying you need to drop players like Barella, which I know he's having one of his worst seasons. But I think as Chintan Bhai said, Ajay Bhai, there are certain core players you cannot drop regardless of how bad they are. Your 2 cents on these two comments: Capello for national team coach and dropping players like Barella, and also this divisive mentality where he has said XYZ players के club नहीं होने चाहिए. I think this is to point out the fact that this is I feel one of the biggest problems with Italian football कि fans और लोग अपने में ही लड़ते रहते हैं फालतू.
True.
जब लास्ट मिनट मोमेंट आता है तो स्कैम्पर करके चलो इटली. बट मित्तुल आई थिंक यू विल आल्सो एग्री कि उसके पहले अपने में ही लड़ाई होती है, क्लब्स के बीच में वॉर्स होते हैं. अजय भाई, just 2 cents before I move to Mitul on this,
By the
all
way,
these things.
the second point, within the players, it used to never happen back in the past because
Yeah.
the whole reason why Italy have been such a successful nation throughout the course of its history is because the players were so damn united. Once they wore the Azzurri shirt, they didn't care about club allegiances. And even fans back in the day, because तभी social media नहीं था, wherever you're from, the backing was to support the Nazionale. आज के टाइम में because ये सब है, social media है, toxicity है, Italy's failures है, so these have taken over as the center point of conversation. So मेरे हिसाब से ये सब चीज जो है in terms of the players themselves, they don't take it. Like I see a very united Azzurri team. I see the unity amongst them. If anything, that's the one trait that Italy will always have is that unity in diversity that they have. So एक तो वो है और दूसरा एक कपेलो तो भाई मतलब क्या बोलो, कसानो को भी कॉल अप कर लो.
मैं सिंपल बोलूं,
रहते कि कसानो को कॉल अप कर लो फिर.
तुम अगर कपेलो को भी कोच बनाओगे ना, तुम नेशंस लीग के लीग सी और डी में पहुंच जाओगे. इज बेसिकली व्हाट यू शुड बी रेडी फॉर. सो इफ यू थिंक कपेलो इज गुड इनफ और he's a good coach at present day, then but Mitul, मैं तेरे पे आता हूँ. Mitul, obviously, just
Yes.
before I get into the detailed side of things, how are you feeling as a fan? Because I asked Ajay and Chindan by the same thing. I asked them, when was the last time you ever felt so nervous for an Italy match or an Italy moment? When was the last time, or like this is the first time ever you felt so nervous?
Yeah, I think what Chintan Bhai also mentioned in our chat that we need everyone today, right? Tonight. I think that's what I also felt that we need every good omen that we can wish for. I remember that I think it was 21st November 2017 if I'm not wrong. When versus
Guys, 1 minute. You want to say something? Say.
Forza Italy.
Forza Italia.
Nice,
Nice.
Will he be
sorry,
watching the
Mitul,
game?
continue.
Will he be watching the game?
अब भाई मैं तो सो नहीं पाऊंगा, लेकिन अभी उसको सुलाना पड़ेगा.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mitul. Sorry, continue. Sorry.
So that
No, it's fine.
translates
It's
to
fine.
so that translates to
Like,
him awake and watching the match with
पर
you.
मितुल मेरे को मिला था, मितुल को पता, हम लोग तो मतलब ट्रॉमा पास ऑन करते हैं. यू आर ब्लडी
true,
फ्रांस सपोर्टर, हम लोग तो इटालियन सपोर्टर, सेरिया क्लब,
yeah, yeah.
ट्रॉमा तो पास ऑन होता है. सॉरी मितुल, कंटिन्यू.
Like my elder brother, he also keeps saying this to me. Why do you still support Italy, man? Like कि क्या ही है मतलब he always makes this fun of that for me. So anyways, yeah, like I mentioned, we need every good omen. So even if he's wishing us Forza Italy, I would take that tonight. I remember that 2017 Sweden ke saath 1-0 down, right? And then you're playing at your own home. Oh my God, I saw that game. That was probably the most trauma I've seen lately. मतलब उस time पे तो बहुत ही दुख हुआ था. I remember I was crying, and because it was too much to even imagine कि
Yeah,
जिस team की वजह से the first World Cup I've ever seen is 2006, by the way.
yeah,
The first
yeah.
football I've ever seen is Italy World Cup football, and that's how I fall in love with the whole Italian culture, the passion, उनके सबके the aura was something else. And then I got to know कि अच्छा Buffon plays for Juventus, and that's how I started supporting Juventus because मैंने उसको पहले इटली के लिए देखा था. एंड देन 2017 में कि एक नेक्स्ट ईयर वर्ल्ड कप आ रहा है एंड वी आर नॉट देयर, वो तो मतलब इट वाज जस्ट टू मच टू इवन थिंक अबाउट. एंड वो भी स्वीडन से. एंड आई रिमेंबर दैट डेरोसी वाला स्टेटमेंट, राइट? ही इज सेइंग कि कि वी आर ट्रेलिंग बैक, व्हाई आर यू सेंडिंग मी एंड व्हाई यू नॉट सेंडिंग समवन एन अटैकर और ऑल. आई स्टिल रिमेंबर दैट. एंड देन वी थॉट Insigne, correct. And then we thought it will never happen again. But then North Macedonia, it was I think the stadium of Palermo. It
Yeah,
happened at the Palermo Stadium.
Renzo Barbera.
Renzo Barbera.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
the worst part is also for fans like us, and especially like you guys, who are the preacher of Italian football. Like you are the face of Italian football to many people. Like कितने Indians आके हमें कहते हैं कि यार, is it actually worth watching? Like I'm sure you must be getting so many DMs and messages कि यार परम, should we watch it? And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
ऐसी चीजें हो जाती है ना, so we cannot back it. Like whatever we are saying, हम बोलते हैं यार watch it, and
तेरे पॉइंट
it
में ना,
hurts so much.
इफ आई कैन स्टॉप यू फॉर, तेरे पॉइंट पे मैं लीड करना चाहता हूँ. एक चीज दिखा होता हूँ मैं अजय भाई, आई जस्ट शेयर माय स्क्रीन बिकॉज़ somebody said something very relatable to what you said, because this whole point of Italy's younger generation having not watched this team at a World Cup, it's true, because what Gazzetta posted today is their images are all AI generated kids, basically, kind of like it's a play on, it's a play on the whole thing ki the younger generation has not watched Italy play at a World Cup, and that's why they had to come up with AI generated kids. So yeah, I mean, it is just insane ki भाई मतलब कितने, like they must be thinking कि भाई, like, and even players, I think me and Ajay have discussed this a lot, your players like your Locatellis, Barellas, Bastonis, whatever, name it, Donnarumma's not played a World Cup, not played a World, they've won a Euros, which is again वही एक strange चीज है कि Euros जीते,
Yeah.
not played a World Cup, not played at all, by the way. And Mitul, we could be in a very strange situation where smaller countries, relatively smaller countries, that is like Curaçao, might play the World Cup and Italy might
Yeah.
not. Like, insane.
They are going, यार, and we are not. We might.
Yeah, you can
It's very
continue.
sad. It's very sad. वही मुझे ना बहुत दुख होता है, मतलब कि at the end you need numbers and you need facts to back your statements. As much as we say कि यार कि हम लोग बहुत अच्छा खेलते हैं या बहुत अच्छा हो गया, Syria is entertaining to watch, we are coming back, Syria is back, whatever, Calcio is back, that famous line,
Calcio.
which is very trolled. Calcio is back, yes.
Calcio is back is how you have to say it. Calcio is back.
And if these moments are defining moments. अगर आप
Yeah.
ये नहीं कर सकते तो I don't like really say कि
Yeah.
मतलब
Yeah.
फिर कुछ भी फायदा नहीं है. Like all these crazy skills, goals, all these tifos, all these ultras, then they mean nothing if at the end when it matters and you're not giving the numbers. Simple as that.
But Mitul,
हम
by the
बोलते
way,
कि Europe
since that Calcio is back, तब से downfall चालू हुआ है, by the way,
Legit.
Italian clubs का.
जैसे इंडियन फुटबॉल में विजन आया ना, जब से विजन 2047 वाला जो इशू था,
भाई वो तो
तब से
fake, वो एक तो अलग बात है कि it was an AI generated fake document,
Yeah.
but
Anyways, but still, so I think Calcio is back as this
Yeah,
is it. Tonight we go on war. I woke up in the morning and I wrote this every group channel में, like all group chats में कि tonight we go on a war. It's do or die. It
Yeah,
will
I
be
saw
very
that.
nervy 90 minutes because it's not against big teams when I'm more worried for Italy. It's always these small teams. And last
This-
time North Macedonia थी, इस बार Northern Ireland है.
Yeah,
थोड़ा
that
सा
North- and North has something against. This is
Yeah,
funny. I was just scrolling through Twitter. Ajay, see what I saw. Like it has come to this that Boris Becker also has to say Forza Italy. By the way, this is insane. And
Yeah.
I don't know like what is. मतलब ये दिन आ गए कि आपको बोरिस बेकर का सपोर्ट लग रहा है एंड आई डोंट नो
But Ajay,
एंड आई थिंक and look, Chintan, I think he's got something wrong here because this is for the Italy under 21 match, the tweet, and
yeah,
he replied thinking that it is the senior team ka. So this is proper, this is proper Serie A ass. Like nobody knows what is going on. Proper confusion. Boris Becker thinking it's a senior team ka post. But yeah, Chintan, I saw you were saying something.
no, my point is, that a lot of people, of course, Italy might not qualify. People get up and people forget, and World Cup chalu ho jayega, fever ho jayega. But we as Serie A fans know that if Italy doesn't qualify for this World Cup, it is such a tarnishing thing for the league, for the
very true.
clubs, for the players. Like it is going to be such a shame. Like मैं सच्ची बताऊं, एक फुटबॉल वर्ल्ड कप देखना भी एक बहुत ही बड़ा हाथ मतलब भयानक जैसा हो जाएगा कि हाउ डू यू वॉच दिस विदाउट इटली प्लेइंग हियर एंड it is just the mental barrier because everyone knows the squad. यार मितुल अजय परम बता यार squad देखे, this squad is good enough to at least fight to go.
Yeah.
It's a very decent squad.
Like imagine Chintan bhai, 48 teams हो रही हैं साल वर्ल्ड कप में, and yet Italy is not there. I think that is going to, it's very hard to digest. कि ठीक है 32 में नहीं क्वालिफाई कर पाए, 48 में भी नहीं कर पाए, फिर नेक्स्ट क्या है 96.
Every time the size of the World Cup increases, UEFA is the one who benefits the most. So there is no more excuse left. UEFA always get good spots. Exactly.
Yep.
So अभी कोई excuse नहीं बचा है.
And yeah, and my point is that mentality. Now this will show even for the individual clubs these players are playing for. If they qualify, if they get over this mental barrier. Bastonis and the Barellas went through 2 big Champions League losses, DiMarco. It is a big victory if they go through because this is a huge break in their mental barrier because everyone in the Italian setup feels united when they play for Italy, which is जैसे अजय ने बोला, which is Italy's USP. ये जो Gerrard, ये जो अभी by the way मैंने recently पढ़ा था, Gerrard ने अभी मस्त एक रियो फर्डिनेंड के पॉडकास्ट में बोला था that we get along right now so well. Why didn't we get along back then? You know, breakfast अलग करते थे ये सब. So this is Italy's biggest USP. And if Italy gets through this, अजय ने तो बोला भी है, I think I back him here. Italy will go further in the tournament. But this demon is not with anyone. आज फ्रांस हो, पोर्चुगल हो, अर्जेंटीना हो, it wouldn't matter. आज Italy is fighting against Italy only.
fair and I think वही correct statement है अजय भाई because again आप देखते हो जैसे चिंतन मैंने rightly बोला जब players साथ आते they are all one but you see the fans bickering, you see the clubs bickering amongst each other like absolute fools which is just sad. But coming to the next point, I'll come to Ajay bhai. I think I'm done with press conferences and all, but we'll come to the lineup shortly. But क्या लगता है Northern Ireland के बारे में? Because just to give you some context, again, they are not really an easy team to break down that way. Like, look, as I have been telling you, we've been discussing. Once you break them down, it's a different story. But in that initial 0-0 lockup, it's not that simple. I watched some of their games against Germany, Slovakia, and even some of their thoda pehle wala games where they few months back when they lost to Denmark and all. Time लगता है इनको break down करने में. It's not that simple. Your 2 cents of them just casually as an opponent before we get into the specifics of it.
I think Dan Ballard has been in good form for Sunderland, and Conor Bradley, of course, everyone knows him from his Liverpool excursions. So, ये दोनों players missing in Northern Ireland game, which is a massive boost for Italy. I would say it's a massive boost. So, physical team hai, they will kind of want Italy to come at them. They will just sit back, absorb pressure, low block खेलेंगे. Martin O'Neill is a very experienced coach. I rate him quite highly. Did really well in the Premier League with Aston Villa, later on in the Scottish League as well. So all in all, very very difficult opponent. And the only thing is that जो एक hoodoo है Italy का at the San Siro वो अभी नहीं है. I just hope that home advantage को Italy makes it count because Bergamo is a good stadium. Like the New Balance Arena is a good modern stadium. You can see how Atlanta have really benefited from having those fans close to them. It's a very Premier League stadium, so as to say, if I had to give
Mm.
like a lazy comparison. So I hope ye sare factors come into play. And lastly, Param, I think um, the likes of Pisili from the bench, Pio Esposito bringing in the physical quality, I think that will also play a major role in breaking this Northern Ireland team down.
Yeah, just to correct you on one thing, it's Michael. It's not Martin. It's Michael O'Neill, the
Sorry,
former
sorry,
Stoke
Michael
coach.
O'Neill. Sorry, sorry,
And
sorry,
and
not
just
Martin.
one more thing, just to remind people, he's not just coaching the Northern Ireland right now. He's also coaching Blackburn. So he's doing two jobs simultaneously.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
Two
yeah.
you
jobs.
have
Yes.
Blackburn and but Chintan, by coming to you, I wanted to discuss some of the bench players because look, we know who's not going to start out of this team. What I've liked so far when it comes to Italy is maturity of one or two players in there, like a Pio Esposito, who's really taken responsibility off late, and even for Italy. And I feel someone like Calvini also generally when it comes time steps up for Italy. But for you, when it comes to the bench impact, अगर कुछ जरूरत पड़े ऐसा situation आए, who's that one or maybe two players you look at and say, yeah, you know what, they can also push for a starting spot eventually. Right now, as of now, who do you think?
Pio for me is the superstar for
Hmm.
Italy. That Joe, not don't want to put a burden on him, but he is that celebrity superstar जो मुझे दिख रहा है अभी. जो हम लोग of course एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं कि इटली ने कभी अच्छा नंबर 9 दिया नहीं. आई थिंक पियो एस्पोसिटो कैन बी दैट. मैं जैसे बोला, इट माइट बी एन अनपॉपुलर ओपिनियन, बट फॉर मी पियो हैज टू कम. लाइक आई थिंक यू हैव टू गो विद मोइसे कीन एंड रेतेगी. उनका अच्छा चल रहा है.
Yeah.
आई थिंक
They've been
रास्पाडोरी
good.
इज आउट. Raspadori has played well for Italy, but I think Pio coming off the bench would be amazing. I feel that is what I feel. For me, Chiesa is such an important role here, and Chiesa की बात किया और डीजे आ गया. I think he has a very eternal sense, and his love for Chiesa is a lot. So for me, these two guys are absolutely fantastically important. I'll go थोड़ा different here. I feel for Mancini is fit, right? Mancini is the
Yeah,
squad.
he is
Yeah, yeah,
fit
he's fit.
enough to.
I would start Mancini today. You need that no nonsense. आज
Yeah.
कुछ भी करे. I will start Mancini because over Scalvini as of now. I think Bastoni and Calafiori has to start in the back too. You
We,
start Mancini. क्या हुआ?
we'll come to the predicted lineups. I want to
No,
take up the
but
next
my point is that if you don't start Mancini, I'll just तूने bench का बोला था. For me,
हाँ.
Mancini is that player जो Gattuso की बात कर रहे थे, grinta वाला. He is that player who will get that thing. He can he can, if Italy are winning 1-0, he can break the play down. He can slow the play down. थोड़ा play acting कर सकता है, tactical foul कर सकता है. And Mancini, of course, Param और मितुल, हम लोग को सबको पता है. He's the player which we hate because he's such an
Ajay,
irritating player. Ajay, of
yeah.
course, you would love a player in your team. Ajay will agree.
Yeah.
If he was not playing for Roma, he would hate a player like Mancini. And that is, I think, his biggest quality. My biggest player which I hate in Inter Milan was always Marco Materazzi. But then again, he got Italy the World Cup. So sometimes these players bring you something which is needed. So for me, it's
Yeah.
Pio, and you get Chiesa on 80th minute, 0-0. I think Chiesa will deliver.
Fair. DJ Bhai is in the house. How are you, DJ Bhai? कैसा चल रहा है? Your vibe going into the game today, how are you feeling? Because everybody is quite nervous. I've asked Ajay Bhai, Pittul and Chintan Bhai. Is this one of those like games where you felt nervous with Italy for after a long time?
Guys, I just went and did darshan in Kajat, so obviously I'm coming from a holy place, taking all the luck for Italy, carrying the luck. I understand the nervousness, but my feeling is early sensations are positive. I think there was something Chintan was just saying right now, and there's only one sticking point for me, guys. See, this team comes in for a lot of flack. Quite honestly, there is a dearth of talent. The kind of Azzurri teams we've seen growing up, this is obviously nowhere near that. Even the best known players on the team are perhaps Barella and Donnarumma, if at all. Bastoni to a degree, Tonali. But this team is all very workman-like. It's not the teams of the past with high vision. The only thing that bothers me about this team, and now perhaps Chiesa's absence, is what Chintan was saying. 80th minute, 0-0. What happens then? You know, in that scenario, a workman-like team will keep a defensive shape up, but they don't have the ability to break that deadlock, with a little bit of fantasy. and I think that's the only little niggling concern. I think other than that, if they get on the scoreboard early, this team will take it home. In fact, I think um, tonight is not going to be like North Macedonia. I'm quite sure. So I was seeing the early predictions for the lineup. The lineups aren't out yet, right?
No, they're not out. We'll come to the predicted lineups in a bit right now because we have other
Uh,
games going on as
early
well.
early formation indication. Param is saying 3-5-2.
Yeah,
Uh,
of course.
I feel like he's a little bit on the back foot, but I think that midfield is it's got a good engine. You know, with Barella, Tonali, I'm quite confident. Against this team, the Northern Ireland team, I don't know, yeah, positive vibes. I think the fact that already they're playing at home, there's going to be a lot of crowd support. I think that's going to be quite lucky. I had originally predicted to AJ a certain scoreline. I think I will be going perhaps even bigger in the margin.
Wow. Bold.
I wish.
Just yeah, I mean it's quite bold. I'll just 2 cents here, Ajay bhai. Because Ajay bhai, coming to you, ek bar, because with if he's just before we get into the predicted lineups, right? Italy is obviously going to play a 3-5-2. We can't do much about it because there is no time for experimentation right now. कुछ time नहीं है. But एक चीज what
Yeah.
I've noticed, and it's quite glaringly evident कि Gattuso does not know how to coach this 5 at the back, 3 at the back hybrid. He's never coached that system before this, before he took the Italy job, and he's still unable to fix that defensive transition hole. For you, कैसे, like what does he do to kind of nullify this? Because because look, I've watched this Northern Ireland team, and it's not the way they play is quite simple. They'll use their physicality, they'll disrupt play, they'll pull you into fouls, they'll use set pieces. क्या लग रहा है? Because I don't like, because you saw that game against
Param,
obviously Israel.
they actually they play a lot like a Scandinavian team.
You can say that,
Yeah.
yeah. Like it's very hard to break them down. And Ajay, आपको मतलब क्या लग रहा है? Because for me, Gattuso seems quite clueless tactically speaking when it comes to this 5-3 hybrid. How do you think that should be tackled?
That's why Bonucci was taking the drills, no? If you
Yeah,
saw in the training
yeah,
session,
मतलब जब कुछ
Bonucci-
काम नहीं जम रहा है तो मतलब दे दो किसी और को. ऐसा होगा.
नहीं यार, but I think in terms of strength, ये जो back three है works together. The striker combination works together. DiMarco does well as a left wing back. The midfield three, which is Locatelli as a 6, Barella and Tonali as 8. I think that also works. So you play to your strengths, right? ये इटली का strength है. अब गटूसो का जो कोचिंग प्रोग्रेस है वो देखा जाएगा. बट अगर आप स्ट्रेंथ्स के हिसाब से बात करोगे तो you would always want to put chips on a safe bet on something which you know will work, and this has worked. And I don't see any reason for Italy, deviating from this particular pattern of play.
Yeah.
And I feel wo hai, like you never know, like an early goal from Italy will actually calm things off, and maybe Italy could settle the game in the first half itself, with all due respect to Northern Ireland. So it's all about confidence, Param, and it's all about getting that mental block out of the way. So us cheese, if Italy go in with that approach, that result nikalna hi hai, I don't see that this is going to be an issue in this particular game. At least I am more worried about the game that will come after this.
One game at a time, AJ. One
Fair,
game
fair.
at a time.
Yeah, let's देख देवराज तूने जो 3 player इस lineup में mention किए ना, they're not even been called up. So
Yeah.
I mean पता नहीं.
No coyotes.
By the way,
Exactly.
I'll tell you guys over here that last World Cup qualification, before the game, DJ was sure North Macedonia के सामने that Italy are losing tonight, and I laughed at him. I said, DJ यार, North Macedonia है, Portugal का देख लेंगे, and he was so upfront. Mitul, he told me we had gone to play. DJ, I think we were playing, and he said, okay, boss, Italy is not winning tonight. And when Italy lost, he messaged me, I told you, Chins. And so अभी तो मुझे लग रहा है कि it's DJ the octopus. So I need to know his predictions. Bhai, please, DJ, I hope you're not feeling the same thing now, man.
Yeah, we'll come to it. Let me just start with the predicted lineups quickly because Azzurri का मैं आप लोग को पूछूंगा. I'll just quickly address Northern Ireland एकदम जल्दी. Just give me 1 second. Just pulling it up. Sky Italy, and as Ajay pointed out, Northern Ireland do have 2 big misses, which is Connor
Yeah.
Bradley, but the biggest miss is Ballard, who has been their most informed player, and he
Correct.
does score a lot from set pieces and also defends set pieces very well. So Ballard of Sunderland is a big miss. Obviously, उसके अलावा अगर if you want to keep an eye out on a player is Hume, because again plays for Sunderland, fantastic form, very good aerially, very good. And again, Ajay bhai, we know that like Italy don't deal with aerial threats that well generally, regardless of
Yeah.
what it is, regardless of the opposition. And other than that, you can also keep look. Funnily enough, Paddy McNair has also been doing a decent job.
Wow.
So yeah, like these are the times we live in, and you can keep an eye out on this guy as well. Obviously, Jamie Reed, because again, very workhorse of an attacker. He will constantly look to press the Italian backline, and we know कि अजय भाई Italy के midfield और defense में जो gap है, if you press that very well, Italy do fall into trouble, as we saw against Israel as well. That crazy game where Italy won. So keep an eye out on Jamie Reed, because he presses very well. He might not be like a very high output player that way, but you know that again, that how to lead a press in a structured system. You keep an eye out on players like this, and again, generally, how do these guys play? You'll see a very heavy 5-3-2. I will be surprised अगर मैं Northern Ireland को attack करते हुए देखूं minute one से. I'll be very shocked if you ask me. But you'll see a 5-3-2. You will see the centre backs kind of just pushing up and trying to get a tackle or two in, just to kind of disrupt the flow of Italy's game. And tonight you need players like, again, before we get into Italy's lineup, in my opinion, you need players like Retegi, who do such a great job with link up when they
Yeah.
drop deep and take their man on. अगर वो आज वो कर पाया तो I feel Italy will not have a problem. If he has a good day, Italy will be more than fine. So this is what you can expect from Northern Ireland. Keep an eye
भाई
out on you.
उनका कीपर पीकॉक करके है ना, चार्ल्स वही है क्या? Is he the same guy?
Sorry.
They have a keeper whose name is Peacock.
Yeah, Peacock Farrell. No, he's not the same guy.
He
His
is
name
not
is,
the same guy. Yeah.
yeah,
But he
not the same
usually
guy.
starts for them, ना? When Peacock
Yeah.
सुना
Yeah, he's not expected to start this time around. So that
Oh,
is,
wow.
that is, yeah, they
Yeah,
are.
मैंने तो उनका स्लोवाकिया का गेम देखा था, because I knew that it might come down to this.
I
And
think, I think he's injured, because ये जो Charles उनका keeper है, he's only 20 by the way. So that's
Yeah.
another advantage
He's
for
also
Italy.
missed.
Yeah,
I saw like एक post उसमें 4 or 5 big players of Northern Ireland are not playing this time.
yeah. And also
So,
again, look, एक चीज Northern Ireland के बारे में मित्तुल मैं बोलूंगा इसकी, for Italy, with all due respect, okay, look, again, there are a lot of players that play in the championship and in the third tier beyond the championship. I'm talking about. A lot of them are 20-year-olds, and you have like some of these players, like even someone like a McConville, if you see at right centre, but quite inexperienced, plays for Norwich City. All of them are having a good season, but the standard, if you look at compared to where most of Italy's players play, and again, itna generic nahi hota hai football, but Italy have an advantage. But mentality wise, as we spoke earlier, Northern Ireland are coming into this match with a lot of confidence. Basis what Michael
Yeah.
O'Neill said, they think like they can actually go through. So it's about the mentality side of things. Like I read a stat, just as I close, might give my 2 cents, is last 3 games or 2 games, 68 shots by Italy, 0 goals, which is true, by the way. So it does speak on the mental level of things. Like Northern Ireland actually have, if you give the same amount of shots, match against Germany. So look, so this is good. Not, I feel it's going to be a very close game. But let's come to Italy, guys. Predicted 11 पे मैं आ रहा हूँ. पहले just give me a second. I'm pulling it up on Sky Italia itself. So I'll start with you, Mittul, एक बार. So obviously, जैसे Gattuso called up a 28-man squad, we know this, but he can only pick 23. So he's decided to drop Cambiaso, Cambiaghi, Coppola, Caprile, and Scamacca is injured. He never called up a replacement for Scamacca because बुला के भी मतलब नहीं है, mathematically speaking. So this is one thing. Predicted lineup में, this is as per Sky Italia. Okay, just let me go to the text directly. Yeah, this is the predicted lineup. Is Donnarumma in goal, Mancini, Bastoni, Calafiori as your back three.
perfect. Yeah.
Palestra was initially expected to start over Politano, but Politano is going to start as the right wing back.
I myself also wanted, Palestra to be there. Like
Yes.
पहले जब आया था, मैं भी सोचा था कि Cambiaso, as much as I'm a Juventus fan, I would
Yeah.
not start Cambiaso. I would have started Palestra,
Palestra.
based on his recent form. But I think now Cambiaso is anyway out.
Yeah,
So,
Cambiaso is out of the game entirely. Like Gattuso has chosen. Then obviously Politano hai, Barella, Locatelli, Tonali, Di Marco, Keane, and Retegui. In your opinion, is this good enough a starting lineup, given that international football is not just about form, it's about familiar faces, form, and how everybody
Yeah.
settles. और डू यू थिंक रियली कि भाई पोलिटानो को बेच की जगह कर ही दे पलेस्ट्रा को स्टार्ट? एक रिस्क तो आप ले ही सकते हो.
It's his first call up, by the way, right? It's his first ever
Yeah,
call
it
up.
is first call up.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
he said in an interview कि myself was shocked that I got this call up and all. So anyway, I think like rightfully mentioned by you guys कि जितना हम लोग like I think the pressure is more on Italy than that of on Northern Ireland. Ireland for some reason look more confident than us, despite being an away game to them and facing a giant like this because of our own previous demons, right? And
Yeah.
in order to go through, I think we should play it as safe as it can be, right? The typical Italian job, जो हम बोलते हैं, and you can do that by starting your like the biggest names possible, and I think that is what Gattuso is trying to do because he also know कि with all this little time that he have got, he cannot instill a new thought कि हाँ भाई ऐसा करना वैसे करना. So maybe I think starting three at the back, Mancini, Bastoni, Calafiori, I think they're good enough. And then the midfield of Barella, Locatelli, and Tonali, brilliant. I think the real core of our team is these three in mid. And then Politano has been decent. Like, I won't say he's very good. I won't say he's bad either. For
Yeah.
Napoli, he always turns up, right? He always turns up. I just hope कि games like this यहाँ पे भी कुछ कर जाए. I just want him to give that one assist and maybe we can bench him after that. We can sub him after that. And I think Dimarco is probably the most creative player in this team right now.
Yeah.
He has to start. He has to be given more balls so that he can put it in. And
Yeah.
let's just hope that Keane and Rudiger are on full
Yeah.
guns blazing tonight. But I think I'll sub him. Like I'll sub Palestra. I'll bring him. He's been good around 60th minute probably. When we are already leading probably 1-0 or something or maybe 2-0. And I want to see Esposito also. He has been really great. He is the
Yeah.
Chiesa of Euros 2021. कि जब यूरोज में Chiesa का जो impact था ना एकदम से आकर that all that thing. I would want Esposito to play that role from now.
Interesting. Chintan bhai, Mitul made a lot of interesting points. Now you see this lineup, you see the bench. Your two cents on are you fine with this lineup or any changes you would make to this personally?
I told you I would want this defense only. I think Mancini starting is very important for me. Yeah, I'm not with Politano. Yeah, Politano is not. No, sorry, he's not cut off for the top leagues anymore. Yeah, I would still right now what Mitul Bola. I'll go for something which works right now. Palestra might be too young, but then again, if सब old war horses के साथ जा रहे हैं, then you can start Palestra here. But मुझे नहीं लग रहा है Gattuso Italian mindset Palestra start नहीं करेगा. I think this will be the starting 11. Cambiaso का form massively dip हो चुका है after the Man City links के बाद. पता नहीं, is a different Cambiaso we have seen now. उसके पहले I think he would make that.
He's a Scambia, so.
Yes. Second, another player who's shockingly surprised me with his downfall has been Belanova, which बहुत सारे लोग को chance मिला था to take that position, but किसी ने लिया नहीं है. Only problem here for me is Politano, but then again he knows how to get it done. I think आज तो मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि भाई मैं जॉर्जिनियो और वेराटी भी खिला लो आज तो, मतलब मैं I would be of that opinion.
Immobile भी ले आए.
अरे यार उसके अलावा कोई भी चलेगा. Immobile please.
That's where I was blaming. When I saw the list, and again I know it wouldn't have made much a difference, but when I saw 4 goalkeepers, I was like, "Bhai, matlab there is absolutely no need. Like he could have still called up a Jorginho look and then figured out the squad because look, I know we are not going back to the old days, but Jorginho has been fantastic for Flamengo. Like I know Verratti got injured, so उसको आप नहीं बुला सकते. Vergara was supposed to be called up, he got injured. But yeah, Chintan, I agree with you. I think Jorginho at least was good enough for the bench at least. Yeah, like,
oh yeah, जो हम लोग Chiesa की बात कर रहे हैं, that mentality की, that Jorginho could have got it for like Italy, but I feel Politano is my only rough edge. But I would want, like Ajay would agree, I would want Mancini to start because this is the game where you need shithousery against a team like Northern Ireland. No disrespect, but they are here to draw. इसमें ऐसा चाहिए if you're 1-0 up to just ruffle their feathers. Disrupt them, tactical foul जो Chiellini ने किया against Saka. You need all these things to happen today. ये you don't expect from Scalvini नहीं कर पाएगा ये सब चीज. And so for me आज का जो trump card अगर तुम पूछोगे तो for me आज का trump card भी Mancini ही है. For he's good in the air also यार.
Interesting. I'll come to Ajay bhai and then DJ bhai. Ajay bhai आप पे आ रहा हूँ पहले. क्या लग रहा है? Do you echo Mithul and Chintan Bhai's thoughts? Anything different you would do with this team or anything? Maybe would you include one of the 4 excluded players that Gattuso left out? क्या कुछ उधर पे क्या करते आप
No,
इस squad के साथ?
no. But you'll have to go to DJ first because I just have to open the door. I'll come back and give my
Sure,
thoughts.
sure. DJ, by your 2 cents, because this is the squad you have at hand. Obviously, we discussed the lineup that is expected to start. Anything different you would do? And what do you think? Where do you think tactically Italy can kind of take it to this northern Italy, so northern Ireland side where you know the game that is expected, a physical game focused on set pieces? क्या बोलते हो DJ भाई?
I feel Param, this is I firstly I don't know why there is so much nervousness around Italy. Yes, this is a case of them having not qualified for 2 World Cups in a row.
Hmm.
Uh, but we're playing. I mean, like Chin said, with due respect, is Northern Ireland. These players have to have more belief, and these games honestly are not really won with tactics. Which is why I'm not so adverse to Gattuso being on the bench. These games are won with mentality. So it's really the formation to me personally is not really going to matter. It's going to be about the players on the pitch just being cohesive and structured. And I think the one positive about this whole playoff situation is I think Gattuso is the right guy to instill that mentality. And like we've all correctly said that he's not had much time to kind of tweak in and bring those tactics in. Eventually, when we recover a few from the injury list, I would like to see a change of formation. That
Hmm.
might be time when the World Cup comes around. But I think for now, it's really about this team having the mentality to get it over the line.
Hmm.
Very important. To me personally, I feel they need a goal in the first 20-25 minutes to settle the
Hmm.
nerves, and the
Hmm.
engine will really begin then. You know,
Hmm.
till the time that first goal doesn't come, it's going to be
Hmm.
cat among the pigeons, that
Yeah.
nervousness, the
Yeah.
memories of North Macedonia. And my only concern is, with these guys is, I hope because of the last 2 World Cups not having qualified, I hope in their mind they don't have that doubt that they're not good enough to be there. That's when the
I,
issues.
I
That
think generally the doubt is still there anyways. I think
Yeah.
Before you
No,
joined
I
DJ,
feel
we
I feel more
yeah.
than the players. I feel that doubt is in the fans because just the other day I was watching an episode of CBS Golazzo, and these guys are just they're also pessimistic. I'm not understanding where the pessimism is coming from. That seems more
Don't.
emotional memory than the team we're putting out. So I think we have to play the cause for what it is. And I think in
Yeah.
this scenario, this team, if you can't beat Northern Ireland, you don't deserve to be at the World Cup, playoff or not, even if it's a
Yeah, yeah,
final,
that's
right?
what I agree. And
So
DJ, by one piece of advice: don't take Mike Grella of CBS Golazzo too seriously. That's all I would say. There are better Italy fans
no,
out
no,
there.
no, no. It's not that. It's the opinion that matters, right? The opinion to me is that everyone's calling out that the players are not good enough. But guys, don't forget when we won the World Cup under Lippi 2006, that was not the most fluent team. It was the
Exactly,
cohesiveness
exactly.
and the strength of mentality. So I actually am coming from a very different mindset. I feel, of course, as an Azzurri fans in 1990, I've seen
Yeah,
a lot
yeah,
of failure and heartbreak.
yeah.
But the point is that these kind of games are won on mentality. And personally, I mean, if they can't get over the line tonight, I would have no regrets. I would think that they are not good enough. They don't deserve to be there. It's only that at the time of taking to the field, you can't have that belief because then the game is lost, right?
Hmm.
I don't think it's coming from there. I think Gattuso, you got Gattuso, Buffon, and Bonucci, in the dressing. That is a
Hmm.
lot of world class leadership and mentality.
Yep.
So I feel like I don't know why like the fans are coming down so hard on them. I think
No, no,
yes, of course.
I kind of get though where the fans are coming from, because me and Chindan bhai had this discussion. Maybe we can revisit it on some another stream to not drag this too
But
too long.
what you're saying is, I think a big part of that is emotional memory. Yeah, I get your stat
Yeah.
also, 68 and no goals. I agree, but I think when it comes to a time like this, when you have to get it over the line. For me, Italy, it's in their DNA. When their backs are against the wall, they get the job done. And I think a
Fair,
night like this is, yeah. I just can't see how Italy will not be there for the World Cup. I think it's impossible.
fair,
Like
fair. I
so
mean,
it happens.
as Chintan bhai said, last time you were pessimistic. Maybe this time you being optimistic, it really happens and Italy get back to the World Cup. Ajay bhai, मैं आप पे sorry, yeah, go ahead, DJ. Sorry, you were
A
saying
lot
something.
of yeah, a lot of the pessimism at that point was you could see the way Jorginho was missing penalties. You could see a
Yeah,
pattern of play. You could see
yeah,
mistakes. This team is coming in very differently. This team has a
yeah.
yes, they got smashed by Norway, which I think is like I don't know if that's a mentality thing. I don't know if that to me is a talent thing.
Fair.
Here, but tonight you don't need talent. Tonight you need
Hmm.
workmanship, mentality. You know?
Fair, fair,
Yeah, it's one
fair.
thing if you're playing Brazil, you're playing France. Yeah, you need talent. All of us would say, this team's got no chance. But a night
Hmm.
like this, yeah, a lot of it is mentality, guys. I mean, for me, the 3-5-2 is it's academic. The names on the pitch are academic. It's really the spirit with which you enter the field.
Fair. Ajay bhai, DJ bhai made some interesting points from the mentality side of things. But before I get to all that, are you fine with this lineup? Anything different you would do? We were getting into that question. क्या बोलते हो?
No, I think I'll start with this lineup and then look towards the bench in case depending on the match situation. अगर कुछ changes लगेगा, then we can look at the bench. Like I said, Pio Esposito can bring that physicality. Pisili can bring in that heart. जो वो भागते रहता है, he tries to win all the balls. He's got a good finish in him as well. Fratesi as well, for that matter, has been excellent for Italy at least.
Yeah, I mean, I know he's about. I'm telling you, if Italy qualify for the World Cup, I won't be surprised he breaks into the top 3 top scorers. He's already in top 5, top 6, which is
Guys,
hilarious.
83rd minute, Fratesi coming off the bench to win it.
I can't believe it. This guy is in the top 5, top 6 Italy scorers of all time. It's just insane. But yeah,
Yeah, he did that for Inter, like DJ
Inter also,
bola for
yeah.
he did
Yeah,
that for
yeah,
Inter, and he's I think DJ bola tha.
Verona
He had-
versus Verona, right? वो that
No,
celebration also है last.
ना ना
Yeah,
हमने
yeah.
अभी बारसा के सामने भी तो किया था.
Barca,
हाँ,
Verona.
बारसा के साथ भी है.
He has
And by
this
the way,
very-
DJ made a very good parallel when me and Ajay were with him, that he's the Gaccherini. He can be the
Ah,
Gaccherini of the Conte
yeah,
team.
yeah,
You know,
that's
that-
that's an interesting one. But yeah, sorry, Ajay, I continue.
So I think in terms of whatever Gattuso has got, I mean, this is the best that he can really put up on the table for tonight. But I feel that Keane and Retegui should be starting together, because you saw कि उनको थोड़ा rhythm मिल रहा था as a partnership. And once again, I feel that Di Marco का role becomes very important. He's in good form for Inter this season, and he of course also scored a brilliant goal against France. Italy did beat France
Yeah.
away from home.
Yeah.
So wo hai. So all these things that just need to come together and make it into a perfect symphony. Even I feel that the way that things are going, if Italy do get the first goal, I feel that they will get another one, and then they will close the game off.
Fair. Just my quick 2 cents. I would say I agree with you, Ajay bhai, ki I think this is the lineup to go with. And look, I'm not the biggest Politano fan, and I would bench him any day for Palestra. But one thing I remember, एक चीज है कि Palestra, it's his first breakout season. I rate him a lot, and amongst one of his weaknesses is his defensive side of the game. He gets
Yeah.
beaten very often, and I've seen this with Cali and whatnot. And again, he's a kid; he'll improve. So in this game, against a team that is physically very imposing, which will rely a lot on the mental side of things, it's fine to start Politano. Am I the biggest Politano fan? No. But Politano, what does he bring you? He brings in this level of work ethic. He will run until the 90th minute and beyond. That is one thing you
Correct.
cannot question. Like, there was a point in his career when he used to play for Inter where he would struggle to complete 90 minutes as a player. Now he can. Now he's an engine. He's essentially, it's like he has good legs in him. And while he's not that gifted, he's very one-dimensional. हमेशा cut in करेगा. He'll work his ass off. So I think he needs to start
Yeah.
here with whatever is available. Now let's come to the predictions. First, before predictions, just one question for all of you. Don't need to explain, just one word answer. This is under the assumption that Italy wins, by the way, right? Who will be the difference maker? Starting with Mitul, who will be the difference maker for Italy tonight?
I think it would be someone off the bench, and most likely
You
that
have to
would
give a
be.
name. You have to give a name.
Yeah,
नाम नहीं.
I'm coming to the name. I'm coming to the
Yeah.
name, and most likely that would be Esposito, in my opinion.
Wow, bold pick. I mean, anyone. I'm pretty sure at this point you take anyone, but Esposito is bold. Chintan bhai.
डिफरेंस मेकर मेरे लिए टू है, एक इधर मैंचिनी और सैंडो टोनाली.
Wow. Hey, good picks, good picks. I agree. So
Good
far,
pick.
I'm liking it. TJ भाई क्या बोलते हो?
Potential goal scorers for me are Retegi, Esposito, and Politano.
Fair. अजय भाई क्या बोलते हो?
I'm going to go for Il Capitano, the most important position on the pitch, goalkeeper Gigio
Of course.
Donnarumma.
TJ.
Lead from the front.
Fair. I'm simply going for Retegi. I think again doesn't get enough credit, and he shows it. His body language. As long as he's doing well wherever he is, even if he comes to play in the ISL tomorrow, he scores 5 goals in a game. I won't be worried. I'm pretty sure this guy will score for Italy. For me, Retegi will make the difference. Let's come to predictions, guys. We'll close on this note. और आप लोग comments में predictions दो Italy, Northern Ireland team names के साथ. So get ready for that. Ajay, I'll start with you. क्या predictions है? Lil, go, come on.
2-0 Tonali Di Marco on the
Wow.
score sheet.
Wow. Interesting. DJ भाई क्या बोलते हो?
4-1.
Wow. Whoa. That would be a statement one though. That I think Italy needs that kind of a game though, DJ. I really
My
think
God, so much goodness now of not really having really featured in the World Cup for all practical
Yeah.
purposes. 2010
Yeah.
was the so
Hmm.
we've not got out of the group phase, yeah. Since think about it, all that goodness has to have one night when it's going to come out.
Fair. मितुल क्या बोलता है?
I think we'll win 2-1. First goal
Hmm.
by Tonali and then maybe Esposito from the bench.
Fair. और चिंतन भाई क्या बोलते हो?
Yeah, I think I'll go with 3-0 or 3-1.
Wow.
I think Italy will go big. I agree with DJ's sentiments. I think they're going to come all guns blazing, and this is
Yeah, true.
that mentality is
Yeah.
going to make a difference. And
Fair.
Yeah.
I think एक corner से Mancini goal मारेगा, Sandro Tonali भी एक goal मारेगा, and off the bench I hope Chiesa scores.
Fair. I think I agree with Mitul's scoreline prediction 2-1. I think it'll be KG, and for me Retegi brace will seal it. I want to see what people are saying in the comments, and I have one final question for you guys as we close the stream. 4-0 or scrappy 2-1? Wow, quite the predictions. Like look at the contrast is very interesting. 1-1 for me, but 1-1 का मतलब final outcome तो देना पड़ेगा आपको. मतलब 1-1 पे it's not a there'll be
Yeah, come from your real account Gattuso, because Gattuso तो penalty shootout की बात कर रहा है.
Yeah, 2-1 से और 1-1 का मतलब आपको full time वही देना. So 2-1 I'm going for you. Keane hat trick. Wow, that's bold considering how badly he's been playing. But that's bold. Let's see. Retegi or Keane scores. Italy win. That is fair. Italy 2-0. I don't see any other predictions. If you have any, keep them coming. Italy 1-0. 3-1 to Italy. 1-0 Italy. Fair. एक last question है guys. This is again under the assumption that Italy goes through. Who do you think Italy will be facing? Wales or Bosnia? And wait, sorry, let me add to this. I know this is too far ahead. Do Italy beat either of these teams and qualify? Let
If
me just add that.
I think आज I resonate my opinion with DJ. आज अगर इटली ने resounding win दे दिया, a convincing win, then I think Italy is going through regardless of their opponent. I don't care, but I would prefer Bosnia because Wales are playing at
Yeah.
home, so I want Bosnia to go through. Plus Harry Wilson, I think वो साला अजीब form में है, and I think I'm more worried about Wales. So I want Bosnia, but I think Italy is going through. I think Italy are going to play the World Cup.
Fair, nice one. Mithul.
Yeah, personally, as a fan, I would always want Bosnia. Wales, like have that prodigy with them कि वो शायद कर सकते हैं, उनकी हिस्ट्री भी रही है. But Bosnia has been on and off. कुछ गेम्स उन्होंने बहुत अच्छे खेले हैं.
Bosnia
कुछ
Mithul
गेम्स
actually has been a better side if you compare the two.
Yeah, I know. I
Yeah.
saw their game.
Yeah.
कुछ गेम्स बहुत अच्छे खेले, but कुछ में they have struggled. So I
Yeah.
think I'm just betting on that. Wales again are marred by injuries, a lot of injuries there.
Yeah,
So वो भी है.
exactly.
But I would take Bosnia, comparing the the names in the
Fair.
history की past में Bosnia से ज़्यादा Wales ने खेले हैं World Cups. Just going with
Fair.
that. They
Fair,
have that more.
absolutely fine. Look, Wales are doing well as well. So as Chintan bhai said, Harry Wilson been playing well. DJ bhai, क्या बोलते हो? If Italy were to go through, who would you want, and do Italy go past that nation as well?
Guys, I definitely I'm in agreement with Chintan. If they win tonight, I think they will go through to the World Cup. It will not matter who the opponent is. I think a big telling point, actually, which I think is a blessing in disguise, is they're playing that game away from home.
Yeah,
Italy in their genetic coding, it is effectively they are not able to handle the pressure at home for some reason in that final leg. And I feel like them being away, that focus will be there. When the focus is there, the temperament is there. I don't think it'll matter, even though, like Mithul correctly said, Wales has a little bit more consistency in showing at the World Cup. Um, but whether it's Bosnia or Wales, if Italy are resounding tonight, which I think they will be, I think that spirit will get them over the line against whoever.
Hope for the
नाइस.
best.
अजय भाई क्या बोलते हो?
I think the boys have summed it up perfectly here. There's nothing to add in that. But I just hope that Italy do make it to the World Cup. For everyone's sake, for world football's sake, for Calcio Charcha's sake, Italy
या
make it to
फॉल
the World Cup.
कैल्चर. इटली के लिए ये मैसेज है भाई, तुम्हें अपने देश के लिए नहीं करना है, बट हमारे लिए, हमारे पॉडकास्ट के लिए करो भाई. बहुत बहुत मेहनत करें. तुम वर्ल्ड कप आ जाओगे तो हम शायद 5,000 सब्सक्राइबर्स वर्ल्ड कप तक पहुंचा पाएंगे. तो ओनली फॉर कैल्चियो चर्चा सेक. बट
By the way, if you guys observe throughout this stream, Mithul tense, DJ tense, DJ Mandir Jaka, Ajay is tense. I'm kind of not concentrating. This man has been laughing and enjoying our.
मुझे तो मजा आ रहा है भाई. I said this to Ajay bhai only. That's why I wore a Japan jersey, because this is a nation that has qualified for the World Cup. So I told Ajay bhai that I'll be keeping beer and some stuff to eat and watching this without any tension. So
Lucky
Param,
you, man.
Param,
I can never imagine.
one question for you, Param. You are watching it as a neutral, just for entertainment. Of course, forget the Calcio Chacha stake, but just for what? Do you think Italy will qualify, and do you think world football needs Italy, or you would be very happy with a Bosnia, Wales, or a Northern Ireland qualify for the World Cup?
Yes and yes for Italy, because again, even without any bias, I want to see Italy. I said this again in the beginning, like I think Italy needs to be in the World Cup, and I feel Italy. Yeah, it's just that something about Italy in a World Cup. Too many nations have given us great moments, but I look at way too many iconic moments with Italy. Like even back in 06 when I was again not an Italy fan, but I felt that run put up by Italy was quite something that it's just etched in my memory as well. And I feel world football really needs to kind of see what Italy is capable of if things go right, obviously. And
Yep.
I am now tired of this narrative. Italy नहीं कर सकता, बकवास है वो. That same rings repeat. Italy का youth खराब है, ये है वो है. Whereas at youth level, Italy is actually doing well. It's just that it's mismanaged. Italy win trophies at youth level, they reach semi-final, final. So I'm tired of that narrative. Even if you leave the Calcio Churcha thing aside, I think Italy is much needed, and hopefully Italy will go through. Again, look, I would love to see Bosnia at a World Cup, but for me, Italy's preference. And just to lead into that quickly, I think Italy will face Bosnia, because I know Wales are playing fantastic. They thrashed North Macedonia 7-1, by the way, in the previous match. And Harry Wilson, Brennan Johnson, all these guys are doing well. But I feel Bosnia, look, Dzeko is rolling back the years. Ajay bhai is at Schalke. He's just scoring for fun and looks like...
Yeah, it's been good.
Yeah, they'll be coming back to the Bundesliga. So, and they also have some good youth talent. And I think away to Bosnia is where Italy will win and go through. And hopefully, and at this point, honestly, Italy fans should not care. That's the whole one thing, is that I know it doesn't really matter much, but in the stadiums, these fans have to be united. Yaar. Matlab, it's
Yeah.
time you give up this rivalry nonsense for it's not nonsense, but for the Azzurri at least. अरे हाँ, इस प्लेयर ने खराब किया, उसको बू करो पकड़ के, इस क्लब के लिए खेलता है. Stop. It needs to stop within Italy. I think that is one of the core issues. And yeah, hopefully Italy make a dominant statement tonight. Yeah. So yeah, let me just take a couple of comments and we'll close this. Yogesh is in the comments. He was supposed to join. Yogesh, prediction दे दे यार. Prediction बताएं. Who do you think will be the MVP? For Politano मत बोलना. Politano मत बोलना. Politano is not allowed.
You'll say Di Lorenzo.
Available होता तो he would have said Di Lorenzo. अगर इटली क्वालिफाई हुई तो भी अच्छा है, नहीं है.
I don't agree with this.
This is not going to happen. ऐसा होना तो लास्ट को टाइम में हो जाता, अगर होना होता तो
नहीं
हो जाता, बट नहीं.
Of course he said Politano. Obviously he said Politano. Yeah, लोग वर्ल्ड कप predictions दे रहे हैं और हम लोग qualifiers के predictions दे रहे हैं, unfortunately.
Yeah, I would just make the same point जो मैंने starting में बोला था, right? Like कि all the hard work of probably आई एम जस्ट सेइंग कि 10% ऑफ इटालियन फुटबॉल के जो अच्छे सोच वाले लोग हैं, राइट,
Hmm.
कि इवन सम क्लब्स जिनकी एकेडमीज अच्छी चल रही हैं, राइट, सम यूथ प्रोस्पेक्ट्स हैव बीन डूइंग गुड, all the few handful of management people who are doing well, and content creators like you guys, सबकी मेहनत पे पानी फिर जाता है, right? If this tonight जो आज का गेम है, और probably if we
Yeah,
qualify मतलब next game
yeah,
के लिए, so
yeah.
I think it, because there is a narrative shift जो हमको लाना पड़ेगा, and it can only happen when the team also gets the results, right? Because it's been high time we have been sending players जो जाते हैं playoffs ही playoffs खेलते रहते हैं, and this whole generation not playing a single World Cup game is also very absurd, right? You say कि Tonali and Barella are probably one of the best midfielders, top 10 midfielders में आते होंगे world के, and the fact
Hmm.
they have never played a World Cup game
Exactly.
so far, and
and
it's
and and this is to also to answer Chintanmay's question he asked me. I'm tired of this disrespect towards certain Italian players, like not just
yeah
Inter
man,
players, not just that. I know Tonali is capable. Has such a high ceiling. Like someone, I'm even tired of disrespect to players like Retegi. Like मैं तो थक गया भाई. Like how do people not realize he's actually very good? Like
he's
lot of
very
things.
good. Yeah,
Yeah, once Italy make it to the World Cup, and if they win games there, you'll actually see some level of respect come back to the nation, and that has been missing for like over a decade now. Let's be real. So that is one reason Italy has to be back here.
I think
But yeah,
Calafiori को भी बस देते हैं respect because he is in Arsenal, so Arsenal के players तो anyway
of
are hyped
course,
more than any other player on this planet.
Mithul will start some other war. You might as well save it for some other day. But guys, any
Yeah,
closing thoughts from anyone of or anyone who wants to give any closing thoughts before we wrap this stream? Anyone?
I like
die, Forza Italia, guys. We have to do it.
absolutely,
I
absolutely.
can I
I
can
mean,
see the
No
nervousness
excuses.
as the clock
No
is ticking.
excuses.
I can see the nervousness. It's 11:30 exactly,
I
and I
wish
can
आज सारे पता है हमारे Italian बड़े बड़े players भी हों stands में. I just want to see it. I want to
yeah,
see Baggio coming in. I want to see
yeah.
Del Piero be there. I'm most likely Del Piero will be there, but
Hmm.
maybe Baggio too. I just want it.
Fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
Chintan mein Ajay bhai, DJ bhai, anything you want to say on a closing note?
कुछ नहीं, nothing, no, nothing. It all depends on our mood. सुबह पता चल जाएगा. I think at this moment is just let's get done with this. क्या बोलते हैं अजय?
seriously, man, just let's get done with it, and qualify for the World Cup, and as simple as that, man. We need the Azzurri back on the biggest stage. Unfortunately, that didn't happen through automatic qualification, but this is the second chance that Italy have got. Please don't mess it up.
You
For everyone's sake, please don't mess it up.
You will not find Chintan, Ajay, Mithul, and DJ quiet, silent for so long
Yeah.
with nervousness, and Param totally taking the fun out of it.
Hey,
But
man,
yes, I think
no,
But
you know what?
let me
I
let me let me just make Param a little nervous because I feel if Italy make it to the World Cup, really genuinely, guys, with the group they're going to land in, I would
yeah,
look out for the dark horses for the tournament. And
yeah. I think Italy
Yeah,
can.
yeah.
No, actually, so I one of the reasons I want Italy to make it to the World Cup is then I get a chance to behave like a premtard, which means I will knowingly be insufferable to all the people who disrespect Italian football. So I'm just bracing for that. So I just want Italy to reach the World Cup so that I can start behaving like an arrogant premtard. So I'm just waiting for that Italy to give me that moment.
no, but
Mithul, you can relate.
Param, I
Yeah.
feel if they make it, they are dark horses in the tournament. That's
Fair,
the
fair,
degree to which I think that there is.
fair.
Absolutely.
We have Ritam as well who says he'll hate watch if Palestra doesn't start. But yeah, I guess, yeah, Azzurri through and through, he says. But yeah, I think, guys, those are our close. Ajay bhai, sorry, you wanted to say something? Any plug you want to put in?
I'm saying it's in Ritam's home stadium, and I like
We blame Atalanta if things go wrong. Convenient.
Yeah,
So no beef between Inter Milan and Juve fans. The new enemy is Atalanta if Italy lose.
yes.
But yeah, no, I support France. So where to watch Yogesh Sony pe hai na,
you
guys?
support France, Japan, Uzbekistan.
Yeah,
who
Asian
else?
football.
Yeah,
Asian
काफी
football.
different.
But
Start up
it's on Sony, right? It's on Sony, right? Or is it?
Yeah,
Has it
yeah.
been
It's in Sony. It's on Sony. Sony Live
So
and
Yogesh,
Sony
yeah.
Sports too.
So yeah, guys, I think that's it for the stream. Guys, please subscribe to Ajay Bhai's channel, Ajay Menon Talk Sports. Please subscribe to Chintan and Ajay Bhai's new cricket channel, Cricket Charcha. They did a fantastic IPL preview
I,
with Baba.
it is all our
Wow.
property. Charcha, सबका चर्चा है. All the
Sabka charcha hai.
channels.
We need to put an IP on that word. But yeah, no, fantastic IPL preview done by these guys, and they've been putting up some great cricket content. And Ajay Bhai has changed his allegiance from Rajasthan Royals to Mumbai Indians, just like he will be changing to France after tonight. But yeah, he's changed his allegiance.
I, I,
Pirlo
I
telephone.
don't I don't support France for anything apart from kissing. That's about it.
No,
That's
that
it. Going to
Pirlo
get
dialogue,
cropped.
no,
This is
after
going.
2006. If there's a God, it can't be French. He said that after winning that 2006 World Cup.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
100%.
yeah,
Yeah, but that is definitely going to get cropped. And please do subscribe to Mitul's channel as well, Offside Takes. Again, him and his friends do a lot of regular live streams there as well. And please do subscribe to Calcio Charcha. We are on the road to 3K and hope to reach 5K by the World Cup. Ambitious, but why not? So please do like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you guys very soon. And hopefully, Italy make it to the World Cup. Yeah, that's all there is left to say. Ciao, ciao. See you guys.
Ciao, ciao.
ciao guys. Forza Italia.